Budgeting advice doesn't work. It doesn't work because it doesn't include you. It's math, but it's not your math. It assumes you're a robot, that you'll always make the logical choice, that your life is perfectly predictable, and that your needs and emotions don't factor in. But you're not a spreadsheet. Welcome to Real Money, Real Life, the podcast where we get real about money and the messy human stuff that comes with it. I'm Linda Grizely, financial educator and your MeMoney guide to financial clarity. Each week, we dive into financial concepts and money strategies, but we always tie it back to real life, emotions, mindset, and how money actually shows up day to day. If you're ready for practical tools, mindset shifts, and honest conversations that meet you where you are, not where the world thinks you should be, you're in the right place. Because you deserve to feel confident with your money and good about how you use it. No judgment, no lectures, no lingo, and definitely no putting yourself last. Hello again. Welcome back to Real Money, Real Life. I'm so glad you're here. If you're listening to this, chances are you're one of the real ones, the ones ready to talk about real money and real life. You're doing the work, even when it's messy, inconvenient, or completely overwhelming. Maybe you're rebuilding after a big life change. Maybe you've made good money but still feel broke. Maybe you're just tired of pretending that traditional personal finance makes sense when it doesn't even seem built for you. If that's you, I see you, and you're in the right place. This podcast is about financial empowerment, but not in the cut lattes and hustle harder way. It's about clarity, about mindset, about learning to budget, save, plan, do all the things with money, but do them in a way that includes you. Today, I want to share the shift that changed everything for me and for so many women that I work with. A shift that transformed the way I think about money and why I created the MeMoney Method in the first place. First, let's just say what most people won't. Budgeting advice doesn't work. It doesn't work because it doesn't include you. It's math, but it's not your math. It assumes you're a robot, that you'll always make the logical choice, that your life is perfectly predictable, and that your needs and emotions don't factor in. But you're not a spreadsheet. You're a whole human being with values, baggage, dreams, triggers, and a nervous system that remembers every time things didn't work out. And if your money plan doesn't include all of that, it's not going to stick. So this realization started to hit me when I was working in financial services as a financial planner. I was creating plans for people. They were smart, they were capable, they were doing a lot of the right things. They were responsible, thoughtful, many of them women who were the glue holding everything together, just like me. And yet they'd often come to me saying, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I make decent money. I still feel broke. I have a plan. I can't seem to follow it. I know I should be doing more. I know I should be doing better. I know I should understand this better. And I started to see it. They weren't blocked by their lack of knowledge. They were blocked by internal stories and beliefs that they had been telling themselves. And they had never challenged those beliefs. Stories like even debt is bad, or you should never touch your savings, or you're supposed to buy a house by 30. All these things that were told to them by other people somehow in their lives, they were now telling to themselves. Sometimes they would even say money is for other people, not people like me. They're carrying financial flashbacks from childhood and from experiences that they had that maybe don't even affect their life right now other than what they're carrying in their head. Sometimes it was advice from other people, from their brother or their dad or some guru online, and they're trying to apply it to their life. But their life looks nothing like those other people's lives. Their life is not like their brothers. Their life is not like their fathers. That financial guru online knows nothing about them. So they're not behind. They're not bad with money. They're just buried under rules that don't apply to them. And that's when I decided that I wanted to learn more about money mindset. And I wanted to learn more about the psychology that drove people, because I knew that a lot of this can't be fixed with spreadsheets and Monte Carlo simulations, and that we needed a different approach. Now, even while I was well into this journey of learning about money mindset and the psychology of money, I'm at this point where I decide to put my husband on a budget. So he's just spending freely, nothing outrageous, just unfiltered freedom. He likes to live for now and enjoy his life now. And I'm over here on the other end, living a completely different life, agonizing over every purchase, feeling guilty for buying face cream, overthinking going out to dinner with a friend, and wanting to be done taking care of everyone else and everything else before I could do something for myself. So I put him on a budget, but mainly I put him on a budget because I wanted him to understand what he was spending, not because I wanted to restrict his spending. I just wanted him to understand what was really going on. So I put him on his budget and I tell him, I'm putting you on a budget. I'm giving you this much money per month to spend on yourself. And he's like, oh, great. You're giving me an allowance. And he's joking around and I'm joking back. And he says, well, are you going to put yourself on a budget? And I said, absolutely. We live under the same house, same rules, same lifestyle. I will put myself on the same exact budget. So I put him on this budget and, I was kind of worried because I don't want to be controlling. I didn't want to be the restrictive person or the wife who's trying to control everything. So I asked him a couple of weeks later, or maybe it was a month later. I said, how's it going? And he's like, it's fine. And when you say fine, what do you mean? Because I was really actually concerned that it was going to be oh yeah, my wife is controlling me. She's giving me an allowance. But he was like, no, it's fine. I'm just making better choices. And I was like, oh, tell me more about that. And so he said, well, I saw this golf shirt that I wanted. And he was like, well, I want this golf shirt, but I have, 500 other golf shirts or however many he has in his closet, more than he needs. And he's like, but I don't really need the golf shirt and I like it. But if I say yes to this golf shirt, I might be saying no to a golf trip later. But if I save this money, then I can put it towards a golf trip. And I was like, aha, so you get it. He's like, yeah, I do. I'm placing more value on things that I buy. So he was making a conscious decision, and he was making a conscious decision based on his values and understanding if he said yes to this now, he'd be saying no to something later. So it really was mind blowing for me to see that what I wanted to happen actually happened way better than I even wanted it to happen. But here's what was happening on the other end for me. I had this money and I wasn't spending it. And I was putting it into savings. I mean, I was spending some of it. Let's be real. I wasn't not spending any of it. I was spending some of it, but I was still putting some aside for savings. And I was like, someday I am going to want to go on that girls trip and I'm going to put this aside. And I'm thinking positively, I'm going to spend it. But here's what happened. I've got these little packets of this face regimen. It's this stuff for facials that I picked up. I was at a downtown wine walk with some friends and we went into this place that does facials. They were giving these packets away for free. And here I am, I'm using them every once in a while. And I'm these are amazing. My face feels so great. And I'm I would never spend this money on myself. But I'm using these packets and I'm wait a minute, I have money. I have money already set aside for me. It's already there. It's in my separate account because part of me money is opening a separate account. It's already there. I have the money. I could actually buy this. And I'm wow, I could actually buy this face regimen. So you know what? I did it. I bought the face regimen. I bought the nighttime and the daytime and I bought the whole thing. And it's amazing and I'm loving it. And I'm wishing I had done this a long time ago. But here's the thing. I remember in my 20s, I'm in my late 50s now, but I remember in my 20s putting a face serum on my Christmas list or on my birthday list to ask other people to get for me because I would never justify spending that much money on myself. Somebody else could spend it on me, but I couldn't. And here I am now in my, second half of my 50s, and I'm finally saying I can spend this on me. I'm finally saying it. I'm finally doing it. And it's been mind-blowing for me too, because now I'm justifying things differently. Instead of buying 10 things for $10, I'm saying, no, I still love a great deal and I still will only buy things if there's a coupon, but I don't need 10 things for $10. I'm going to wait and buy that $100 thing. I'm wait for that other thing to go on sale and I can get it for $100 rather than these 10 things for $10. So I am also valuing things differently and I'm allowing me to do things that I was never allowed to do before. So Totally mind-blowing. So once I started sharing this idea with others, I saw that it works with most any money personality, because there's money personalities, and you can Google this, they're all over the place, and there's different things that people call them. But the 5 that I identify, that I talk to people about in my courses and in my MeMoney method, are the 5 that are the saver, the spender, the avoider, the risk taker, and the security seeker. Because everyone has a certain way that they interact with money. Some people spend it to feel safe and feel like they're taking care of themselves. Other people save it to feel safe. Others spend to feel seen. Others spend to feel like they're living their life. There's so many things that go behind it. So I did develop a quiz. It's called a money personality quiz, and it's a tool that helps you name your patterns. And it's a quiz, but it's not a test, and it's really more of an assessment. There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. And it takes you through just a quick questions. It just takes a couple of minutes, and it helps you determine what money personality you are. And from that, just having that introspection and understanding how you interact with money can open up your world to a whole different way of thinking about how you spend money and what you value. So I'm going to go into a little bit of the descriptions of those 5. So the saver is someone who's practical and frugal. They're proud of stretching a dollar. Sometimes their caution can turn into guilt. Okay, think of me. This was me. I would buy 10 things for $10, but if I bought that $100 thing, I would feel guilty about it. So this was me. I was the saver. And MeMoney gave me permission to enjoy things that I might not have enjoyed otherwise, right? So I'm still spending probably the same amount of money, but because I'm giving myself permission and I have it in a container that lets me be intentional, it frames the way I spend differently. Now, the next one is the spender. Now, if you think about my husband, this is him. So he was the one who was like, I live for now. I like to enjoy things now. There's nothing wrong with that. He's also very generous. So he buys things and does things with his kids and our grandkids. So he loves saying yes. But sometimes saying yes is too much. And that's where I was coming from. I'm like, I think you're saying yes a little too much, and maybe you need to understand what you're doing a little bit better. So I wanted him to understand it. Some people are spenders and they regret it. He wasn't regretting it. He just wasn't really understanding what he was spending. Then we have the avoider. So an avoider is someone who would rather not talk about money at all. And it's going to be overwhelming for them, or it's just, they feel like it's so complicated because they never learned about it. For whatever reason, there's lots of different reasons. Being an avoider is common. And it's just like, I don't really like to look at it. I don't like to think about it. But there's no shame in that. It just means that getting clarity through MeMoney and giving yourself a simple place to start can help you be less avoidant, and again, allows you to choose things by what they value in your life. Like, is your MeMoney worthy of this? And it allows you to start thinking about it more and paying attention to it a little bit more and avoiding it less. Now, a security seeker kind of goes along with the saver, but it's a little bit more than that. This is someone who really loves a solid plan and predictability. And structure can be suffocating. Like, it can be too much structure where you're just trying to save for the future and you're not enjoying today. You need time to be present today and enjoy your life now. So MeMoney is going to give a safe place for that person to have flexibility and to feel okay to play and feel free with some money within a plan. This will be part of the plan. Now, the risk taker is the person who loves the thrill of opportunity. Like, they're bold and visionary and a lot of spontaneity, but sometimes that spontaneity can become chaos, and chaos with your money because you're maybe living outside of your means a little bit. But MeMoney will help you put some structure to that so that you can stay grounded and not be scared, so that you can stay grounded and not be scattered, but it's still going to allow you to but it's still going to allow you to dream big. So remember, whatever your personality style is, or your So remember, whatever your money personality is, it's not wrong. There's no right or wrong. It's just your starting point. And understanding you and your underlying thoughts and beliefs with money is the key to making planning and budgeting and all those things around money work for you. So MeMoney is a mindset shift, but it's disguised as a financial strategy. It's going to flip your budgeting from what do I have or what can't I spend to what am I choosing to spend on me. It's going to give you permission to prioritize. It's going to give you permission to prioritize yourself without guilt. It's going to be a filter to check decisions against your values. It'll be a foundation of calm, even in seasons of financial stretch. Because here's the truth. You can't build a life you love on a budget you hate, and you definitely can't thrive if you're not even in your plan. So let's talk about you. You might be starting over, whether it's after a divorce or other major life change. You might be finally earning good money, but still feeling behind, or entering a new phase or chapter and needing new clarity. Maybe you're just deciding that you're finally ready to learn about the things that you feel like you should know by now with money and finances. Wherever you are, I want you to hear this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You've just never been taught to build a financial plan or a budget or talk to your finances in a way that includes you. And that ends here. So here's your invitation. Ask yourself, am I in my own budget? Is there space for me for what matters to me? Have I been surviving with spreadsheets when what I really need is permission? MeMoney is just one tool, but it's a powerful one, and it's a start. And if this episode resonated, please share it with a friend, another real one who was ready to do the work, who deserves clarity, who deserves calm, who deserves a budget that doesn't erase her. In the next episode, we're going to talk about how financial advisors actually get paid and why understanding that might save you thousands of dollars and a whole lot of confusion. But for now, just remember, you're not the problem. You are the plan, and understanding who you are is going to add you. You are not the problem. You are the plan, and understanding who you are and how you fit is where real clarity starts. Thanks so much for listening to Real Money, Real Life. Want to see what's blocking you from financial confidence or discover your money personality? Head to the resources page at lindagriz.com for our free quizzes. That's LINDAGRIZ.com/resources. If you're loving what you're learning, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. I'm your MeMoney guide to financial clarity, Linda Grizely, and I'll catch you next time as we talk more real money, real life, because you deserve to feel confident with your money and good about how you spend it. The content shared here is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial, tax, legal, or planning advice and does not constitute therapy or mental health counseling. Please consult an actively licensed and qualified professional for advice or help specific to your situation.